Hero today, a nurse who has saved a baby's life on a flight. This was a baby on a flight. A woman's name is Tamara Panzino. The baby stopped breathing on a flight last Friday on Spirit Airlines. She knew what to do. She knew how to save the baby. She knew CPR because she is a nurse. And she says, I don't know, I just sprang into action.
You know, your heart falls and you spring into action. And we started massaging the baby's chest more aggressively, trying to get it to breathe, massaging its legs. I was really hoping someone else was going to be a doctor. But when you have to step forward and do what's right, you do. And it was just a happy story. It made me feel really good.
It's unclear why the baby stopped breathing.
Yeah,
That's
terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying.
Is there a doctor on board? It's Spirit. No.
If there is, you probably don't want him to be your doctor.
Ma'am, this is Spirit Airlines. I don't know if you've seen our...
The flight.
In fact, we're going to have to charge you a resuscitation fee for your child.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, you brought it back to life. That's have to charge you for an extra seat.
And we charge you for the oxygen, by the way. If it comes out of the ceiling.
Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit's not going to have a...
No. Well, or it's going to be like somebody with like a doctorate of music.
Yeah.
Is there a doctor on board? I am a doctor. Can you save this baby? Oh, no.
It's honorary.
No, but I can explain the blues.
I just wrote a big check.
No, I can't do it. Is there a nurse? Well, I'm a nursing student. All right, you'll do.
All right, you'll do.
My cousin's a nurse.
She knew CPR. She got it done. That's impressive.
Now, baby CPR, you've got to be very careful. I mean, do you just use... Is it 2 fingers?
That's right.
2 or 3 fingers, something
Yeah.
like that.
When my babies were born.
To do the compressions.
When I had babies, I said, I'm learning.
You swore
CPR.
that you took a vow that day, Kelly. I remember.
That's right. And I don't know. I never did it.
No.
It's impressive.
Thank you. But if one of my babies had that happen, I would have used 2 fingers. That's how I would have done it.
Is it the same rhythm? Because I know babies' heartbeats are faster.
I'd go a little faster. I'd go with don't you think? Because what's the staying alive, right?
Yeah.
I would go with a Macarena.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a faster. I think you got to do that. I think you got to go a little faster on that.
But then who's going to do the motions behind you?
Yeah, there's all of that. Right. Then the rest of the crew would have to do that.
That's right.
She's being hailed a hero, and they don't know. They don't know what happened.
She's a hero.
Now, here's a woman that may lose her job also on public transportation, a school bus in Utah. One of the kids came home and complained about their bus driver and actually had it on video, and the mom saw it and now has called the school district. The bus driver kept getting questions from the kids about where are we? When are we getting home? And finally the bus driver said, if one more person asks me where we are, I'm going to shoot you. And that was over the line.
Morning! She's actually on the time!
If a person says, where are we going? I'm going to shoot them. Okay? Now listen. I missed the stop. I'm trying to turn around. Do you understand?
If one more person asks where we are, I'm going to shoot them. So they are investigating this woman. She has been pushed over the line.
She's frazzled.
She's frazzled.
You know, we heard and we predicted this the first day of school.
That's right.
You know, there's a school bus driver shortage. People are, she missed a stop. She doesn't know her route yet.
That's right. So she told the students to shut up, and she said if one more person asked me, she'd missed a stop. She was trying to turn around, and she said, if one more person asked me, I'm going to shoot you. They're investigating her.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not right to say it, but I'm sure she was really frazzled by all those kids, yelling at her and so forth.
When did they get radios on buses? Because we just had our bus drivers had to holler.
Yell at you, turn around and...
Yeah, that's been
obviously now they have speakers, but we never did.
Did you hear them go to speaker? You heard her go to speaker.
We heard her.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Well, is that on the bus, or is that taken from the camera and the audio that's...
Oh,
they have
cameras
those
on the
cameras
buses.
that
No,
might be
you're
from
right.
that.
Oh, maybe you're right.
I don't know that there's speakers on there.
Now, in this case, though, the kid showed his mom video from the bus.
And they have speakers.
So they must have speakers on there now. There was another bus driver who's also under investigation, also in Utah. This was 2 days before that on their district's first day of school, about an hour away. Substitute bus driver going the wrong way on a one-way street. Students started yelling, and she said, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm going to shoot you. They've actually gotten rid of that bus driver already because she just said, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. It is worth pointing out there's a shortage of bus drivers across America. So they are using new people to be bus drivers.
I think that's tough work.
Bus drivers?
Guaranteed.
Absolutely.
I'd rather be a teacher
With kids?
with the kids in the building for 8 hours as opposed to them,
you're
for an hour on a bus.
Just you and them?
right.
Out of school or getting ready to go to school.
Just wired up, and
They're at their worst.
I feel like kids think they can say more and be louder with a bus driver than
course.
a teacher.
Yeah.
And therefore, you've got a tough time, I think, with you if you're a bus driver. You're right. Heroes in West Virginia, some coal miners helped a couple from Washington, D.C. after the electric vehicle they were driving died.
Ah, heck.
And coal miners saw it and pushed them to a charging station at the coal mine. It's a little bit ironic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They wound up pushing them to the charging station at the coal mine, and they said, hey, we're just there to do a good deed.
When they was texting me, telling me what was going on, I thought, this is too ironic. This has to get out there. So that's how the story started.
We all just came down and got together and pushed it up here to the guard shack. I noticed that the people who was broke down was from Washington, D.C., and I do know that sometimes coal miners have a bad rap. We just wanted to show them that we have a heart and we're good people. He said him and his girlfriend was going for a weekend getaway, and I'm pretty sure they won't forget it.
They're up in the mountains, and they're...
Sounds like a political ad.
I know. The whole thing. We had a bad rap, coal miners. I don't think coal miners have a bad rap in Washington. Maybe they do.
No, I think the industry
it's the
has
The
industry.
industry
Yeah.
itself has a bad rap.
People are nice.
That's Andrew Smith and Daniel House who said, all right, let's get your electric vehicle going again. We know some...
1, 2.
We know someone who bought a Tesla used, also visiting a mountain community, who ran out of juice.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Had to wait for a tow truck.
Where's your local charging station?
What? Your local charging station.
Yeah, no local charging station around. They
In
found it.
fairness, the coal guys couldn't shove a brick of coal into the car either to get it
No,
running. I mean, they had to
no.
push it too.
That's right. They would have to push it no matter
Whether
what.
it was out
That's
of
right.
gas or out of electricity.
Zero's here. There apparently are some porta potties going missing in Florida now. They are accusing someone or a group of people from stealing porta potties from construction sites. Neighbors and construction workers are saying, look, we got to have our porta johns, and we're showing up at work, and there are none there. So people are literally stealing them, probably for funsies.
I would guess.
That's my
but there's
guess.
You don't
nothing-
think they're just taking them to other job sites?
Now,
I'm
I don't
sure
know.
They're expensive.
Well,
right?
maybe.
Yes.
They say that the construction work is booming, and there are a lot of porta johns on the construction sites these days. This is one guy who had his stolen.
It's kind of crazy for somebody to come and steal a porta potty. The wife caught it on the camera, and a guy in a Kubota with forks on the front of it just come and picked it up one afternoon, and about 5 o'clock, they didn't have a porta potty, so they couldn't get it an inspection without the porta potty, so they just come and nabbed this one.
So maybe you're right. Okay, I see.
You can't get your job site inspected and approved?
Without a porta potty.
Interesting.
That is. So maybe it is. It's other construction workers coming down there and stealing.
How often are they emptied?
Well, as soon as they can empty them.
I don't know that.
That's not going to do. I need to know. Like, is it once a day, once a week?
I bet it's every few days, right? I don't think it's once a day.
You'd hope.
No, I think that's inefficient.
I do
Yeah.
too. I tell you,
You don't think you get a fresh start first thing in the morning?
No,
I don't.
You don't get a fresh bowl?
I don't think so.
No.
I think there's a few
And in the
days.
summer, you need it.
Yeah.
Winter, you can get by. But
I recently was at a construction site.
Huh?
Well, on a Sunday, I had a little bit of garbage in the back of my van. Well, yeah, I cleaned
The
out.
linens?
Well, I cleaned out the garage.
The whites?
You know, I cleaned out the garage
well, they're all whites.
and had a few things I needed to get rid of. And so what I do there is
The laundromat lost them. Sorry, honey.
you know, if I'm wanting to get rid of some things, I keep them in the back of the van until I'm by a site where I think, oh, this is a good place to throw this away.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
nice.
think that's what serial killers think too. As they ride around with the body. Huh?
You
Is that a
know,
construction site?
Each of you in vans eyeballing the other. Why
right.
won't he just leave?
It's like you're doing everybody a favor because you're not littering.
Yes.
that's exactly right. That's how I feel
Listen,
about
not
it.
put it on the side of the road.
Well, you know, and I was by a construction site, and they had one of those enormous dumpsters.
Yes.
Yep.
And I had
It's just
to...
not for commercial. It only says like construction
Yeah.
waste only.
No trash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no trash.
So I wind my way back in there. It's kind of off the road a bit, and I thought, well, this will be perfect
What are you doing off the road?
in my minivan. I thought, well, this will be perfect because nobody will see me back here. It's near a school. And so I wind my way back in there. And as I start to throw it away, it was a Sunday. Well, there are construction workers right down here. They go, hey! I couldn't believe it. I said, are y'all working on Sunday? And then I had to get in and started driving off when my hatch was still up, so I had to stop and put it in park. Hit the button and beep, beep, beep. And here come these construction guys, with their hard hat.
Alto.
And
Gringos.
I had no idea. Double D, you know how often porta-johns are cleaned out. Go ahead.
Yeah, gentlemen, it all depends on how many guys you got on the site, but normally about once a week, and always come at lunchtime, every day.
Oh, really? And by the end of the week, does it get really ripe in there?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you got to have a stick.
Oh, man, that's rough. I know exactly what you're talking about. Jeez. Thanks, Double D.
A week in the heat of July.
Appreciate it. Oh, in the hot sun.
Bring your stick.
Right.
Bring your own stick.
I grew up with a stick hanging on a pine tree.
I know. You're lucky that bathroom had a window.
Yeah, I know.
Old Johnny Turd Cutter.
Yeah.
I ate too much cheese again, Grandma.
Get your turd cutter.
Use a stick, honey.
I admitted that once.
House rules.
I'll tell you, that's one I can't. It's hard for me to live that one down, too.
But of all the things that people know you for, that's so far down the list.
It's gone down the list. I mean, the pine straw thing is
Pine straw incident.
Gone to number one.
Pickling,
diesel gas, all these things.
PRI.
But once in a while, people say, hey, man, didn't you have a turd cutter? My dad hung it on the old pine tree.
He brought it from the old homestead, didn't he? They used it out in the outhouse.
Yes.
The stick ain't working.
You're holding the wrong end.
Don't do that. Boy, learn the hard way on something like that.
Good enough for your grandpa. It's good enough for you.
Terrible. Yep.
Now get in there and cut it up.
That pine tree's been cut down long ago.
It died.
Is that pine tar? No.